Once, at the edge of Africa, stood a city of living light, Alexandria, Rome.
In this crossroads of tongues and temples, truth was sought not by conquest, but by conversation.
Ancient Egyptian priests guard their wisdom.
Church fathers condemn it as heresy.
Modern scholars search for truth.
Tonight, they debate Christian heresy or Egyptian wisdom. Nun and Nownet, the primordial waters of infinite possibility. Heh and Howhet, boundless space and eternal time. Kek and Kauket, the darkness before creation. Amun and Amaunet, the hidden ones, mystery at creation's heart. The Ogdoad is sacred science, the mathematical structure of existence before existence began. 4 pairs, the complete structure of potential before manifestation.
This isn't mythology, it's ontology, a systematic account of being before being.
Philosophical sophistry. God creates from nothing by his word alone.
Male and female, not bodies coupling, but fundamental polarity of existence. You tempt the divine. Reduce the creator to biological reproduction.
You speak from ignorance, Roman. This is divine complementarity, the structure of reality itself. Even your Hebrew scriptures say, male and female he created them, in God's image.
In Memphis, we teach, Ptah creates through thought and word. But even Ptah requires primordial substance from which speech shapes form.
God needs no pre-existing matter. His will alone is sufficient.
Then your God is a magician, not a true creator.
True creation is transformation, the shaping of potential into actual.
This is precisely the problem. If Gnostic doctrines derive from Egyptian temples, they are not Christian at all.
The Greeks received the pattern and renamed it chaos.
Hesiod's chaos, the primordial gap, the yawning void before differentiation.
Noon, chaos, Bythos. Different names for identical reality.
Pythagoras, Plato, they all studied in our temples, then claimed our wisdom as their philosophy.
Herodotus himself wrote that Greeks learned the names of their gods from Egypt. Valentinus preserves the ancient pattern.
He preserves it because it's Egypt remembered.
Bythosige nun nonet, depth and silence.
Depth with a consort? That's myth, not gospel.
Mind and truth, awareness rising from the abyss.
Pairs multiply error. God needs no partner.
Ptah's tongue. Word gives life.
The word alone suffices. No syzygy required.
Humanity plus assembly. Pattern completed.
Creator remains beyond male and female.
8 in 4. Continuity across centuries.
8? A rabble of deities.
Same structure. Pairs, emanations.
Their Bythos with Sige undermines unity.
Greek names, Egyptian ideas.
Cosmic genealogy, not truth.
Complementarity equals breath and pause. We confess Father, not divine couples.
Every pair maps one-to-one.
Mapping isn't gospel.
A fecund family of fables.
Not family, facets of the one.
Life flows through unioned aspects.
Creation is command, not coupling.
Levels flow like light.
God speaks, and it is.
You hoard superstition. You fear memory older than you.
3 tongues, 1 pattern.
Let's show how they interlock.
8 lights, the one remembered.
Perhaps memory can serve truth.
Here arose a vision called Gnosis, knowledge of the divine within, bridging myth and revelation.
From Egypt's sacred waters came the question all sought to answer. How does the invisible become the seen? Amid the scrolls of Alexandria, 2 seekers stepped forward, Valentinus the visionary and Basilides the philosopher. I saw a realm of light within all beings, the pleroma, source of every soul.
My calling is to awaken memory, to remind each heart it was never separate from the divine.
Before thought or form, there was the silent one Hybeniliv, not being, pure potential. I trace creation back to its unseen root, where every sound returns to sacred stillness.
Who were Valentinus and Basilides?
2 Alexandrian teachers of the 2nd century, founders of Gnostic schools blending Greek, Egyptian, and Christian thought.
When did they live?
During the reigns of Hadrian and Antoninus Pius, around 120-160 CE, in the great learning center of Alexandria.
What tradition did they belong to?
The Gnostic movement, salvation through inner knowledge, or gnosis.
Where did Valentinus come from?
Egypt, educated in Alexandria, and later taught in Rome.
And Basilides?
Alexandria, a philosopher influenced by Egyptian cosmology and emanationist system of 365 heavens.
What did they share in common?
Both saw creation as an unfolding from a hidden source, an emanation of divine fullness.
What did Valentinus teach about the divine?
He described the pleroma, where aeons, or spiritual principles, emerge from the one.
And Basilides' vision of God?
He taught that the supreme God was beyond thought phys, pure non-being, from which all emanate.
Did Egyptian religion influence them?
Yes, their systems mirror Hermopolitan and Memphite patterns, divine pairs and emanation through logos. Why did Valentinus go to Rome?
He sought recognition in the early church. Though nearly elected bishop, his mystical teachings were deemed too esoteric.
What did Basilides write?
A 24-book exegesis on the Gospels, a reading of scripture as drama.
What became of Valentinus' followers?
They formed Valentin schools across the Mediterranean, producing the Gnostic texts later found at Nag Hammadi.
Did Basilides leave students?
Yes, his son Isidore continued his teachings and for purity and the ascent of the soul through knowledge.
How did the church respond?
Fathers like Irenaeus and Clement refuted them, labeling their doctrines heresy. Why are they important? They reveal the deep dialogue between Egypt and early Christianity, shaping mystical theology for centuries.
From depth and silence, the feminine emerges.
The divine feminine is not weakness. It is the receptive power that allows creation. And
the Spirit of God hovered over the waters, active and receptive, masculine and feminine.
You sexualize the divine nature. Introduce division and passion into what should be simple.
All creation reflects divine pattern. Why did your God create humanity, male and female? Everything in nature is through union of opposites, because creation itself emerges from divine complementarity.
You Romans think in domination, one God ruling alone. We understand true power lies in balance.
We keep distinction between creator and creation. God made humanity male and female, but God himself transcends both.
Yet you call him Father, masculine term. Your own Jesus calls the Spirit she in Aramaic tradition.
Ironically, the Church Fathers' attacks preserved what they sought to destroy.
In the invisible heights exists a perfect aeon called Bythos, who dwelt in silence for infinite ages.
This is not the God of Abraham. This is distant, abstract principle. And yet this abstract principle perfectly echoes our texts about none existing before the first sunrise.
Our wisdom taught this 3,000 years before your bishop was born.
Then let it be called Egyptian religion. Let Gnostics be honest, followers of Thoth, not Christ.
The pattern persisted for 2,000 years before Valentinus was born.
Alexandria, where Egyptian, Greek, and Jewish wisdom floored together.
Case. How could Alexandrian Christians not absorb Egyptian wisdom? The temples still functioned. In 1945, buried Gnostic texts were discovered, proving the tradition survived.
The Gospel of the Egyptians. Our wisdom preserved in Christian dress. 3 expressions separated by centuries, one continuous pattern.
Emanation, the core principle linking all 3 systems. Command creation versus emanation, 2 irreconcilable models. The divine doesn't command reality into existence. It radiates reality from its own fullness.
This distances humanity from God. We must ascend through 30 aeons to reach the Father?
The pleroma, fullness of divine being in 30 aeons.
Not distance, structure. This is how reality is organized, from divine source to material world.
Gnosticism is synthesis. Egyptian structure, Greek philosophy, Christian soteriology.
Alexandria was never purely one thing. It was always hybrid, always synthesizing.
Synthesis or corruption? You dress pagan philosophy in Christian words. This is deception.
We are not deceivers. We are the keepers of wisdom that predates your religion by millennia.
The evidence is overwhelming. Gnosticism preserves and adapts Egyptian theological structures.
From temple texts to Nag Hammadi, the transmission is documented.
Gnosticism is both Egyptian and Christian, not either or, but complex historical synthesis.
Where 3 traditions intersect, their Gnosticism emerges.
All paths lead to the one. All wisdom comes from the same divine source. When religious exclusivism passes, humanity will return to ancient understanding.
The Church must maintain boundaries. Not all ideas are equally valid.
Your victory was political, not philosophical. You had imperial power, not truth.
Yet the Ogdoad survived, buried, hidden, rediscovered.
Now studied by new generations seeking to understand ancient wisdom.
3 expressions of one pattern, separated by centuries, united by structure. The pattern persists because it addresses fundamental questions of existence.
Egyptian superstition.
Christian arrogance.
The heretical corruption.
Ancient wisdom preserved.
And so the debate continues, across millennia.
Is Gnosticism Christian heresy or Egyptian philosophy? The question remains open.
How you answer depends on your criteria: origins, coherence, or revelation.
6 perspectives on one truth, each partial, each necessary.
The Ogdode, a pattern that persists because it reflects reality's structure.
8 beings, 4 pairs, 1 source, the mystery at creation's heart.
The debaters fade, but the wisdom remains.
From cosmos we came, to cosmos we return, the eternal pattern of emanation and return.
The Ogdode Continuum.